Hi everyone, Emma here. I mentioned that I made this bracelet last night and I wanted to show you how to make it. It's super simple. When I first looked at it, it was kind of confusing because you start out with these Zoli duos. Let me enlarge this for you. So you start out with these Zoli duos in your bracelet and it was confusing. I've got it down. I can show you how to do it, and I think the way I explain it, you'll actually be able to do any two-hole beads in this kind of setup, because it's basically circles and circles and circles and circles. So I'll explain it in more detail. So this is the one I made last night. I thought I had set the camera, but it's a bit wonky here. So yeah. I'm just checking the sides. So when you use diamond duos, you see how there's like a kind of a ridge along the middle? So diamond duos have that. You can use gem duos. As far as I know, they're the same size. It's just with a gem duo, like this one has almost like a line, which it's more of a ridge, so that the bead goes up to that line. On the gem duos, they actually have it in quarters, so it goes to each corner and kind of like a gem, right? So, so what we're going to need for this bracelet is you're going to need some ginkgo beads. Now, this one here, I used a whole tube. There was one bead left, which only had one hole. So, thanks for the extra bead. Didn't do me any good. And this would fit a 7-inch wrist with a clasp of about a 1/2 inch. So if you want to make a bracelet for somebody that's more than 7 inches, you will have to, did I say? Yeah, this with the 1/2 inch clasp makes 7 inches. So, and that used up a full tube of these ginkgos. Now, I mean, you can buy your ginkgos by 10 grams as well. So these are the size. That's not how many grams. It is 8 to 9 grams in each tube. So there is another way to deal with that, is you can always put an extender chain and a lobster claw, so then you don't have to worry about it. And one of the things I have seen with like really expensive beads is they call it I want to say a bracelet, but that doesn't sound right. Maybe I had a dream about it or something. Anyway, it was a portion of a bracelet, so like even, maybe half of a bracelet, and then you put chain on each side and then attached it at the back with a clasp, and it actually looks pretty good. Like, you think of it, this is half, and you would only see this top part anyway. So that's another way to deal with it if you only have a few beads. So I like to give options, because not everybody has the type of collection that I have. So yeah, so you need diamond duos, you need ginkgos, you need super duos, 11 O's, and 8 O's. You also need some beads to go at the end. Now, in this design, they used Zoli duos, so you need a left and a right Zoli duo, but you could put a Paisley duo in there. Now, the Paisley duos are flat on both sides, so that it doesn't matter which side you use. I do think they're slightly bigger than these. You know what? I have my tray right here. Let me see. This. I have to rephrase that. I had my tray right here. That's what happens when you have the type of collection that I have. But it's good to know. Yeah. So they do look bigger. Let me grab them. But I think they would still fit. So, oh yeah, they'll fit in that spot. And the idea is where the holes are too. So I think these holes are a little closer. Yeah, I think it'll still work because there's a bit of space there. So even if this went further in, so there you go. You can use these guys. And I said they're flat. They are slightly rounded on each end, but they're even so that there's no left and right. So thoughts, you could use that. What we're going to do on this one is I'm going to see if I can put a chevron in there like this for the end. It's like so slippery. Put the chevron instead of the Zoli Duos. I think, you know what, that's not going to work. It just dawned on me. I'm like looking where the holes are. So I think we can make this work. Because we attach it through this hole here, through that, come up. You can either go across this way, come down the other, and do your circle. Yeah, I think we can get it to work. So there you go. Let's get some stuff going here. I put out some clasps for this one, and maybe you guys can help me and let me know what I should put. So when I was deciding to do this design, because you need so many beads, I was trying to get as many that I could get that would actually match. So that's how I ended up with this color. And the problem I'm running into is then it's hard to match a clasp to this color because I don't have a lot of dark tones. I have like these bright golds. So this was one that I thought would suit it a bit. So something like that. Let's take this off so you can see. And it's great because it's magnetic. We like our magnetic clasp, don't we? And I like that it's a fold over magnetic. So even if the magnet's not super strong, it's unlikely that it's going to pull away because it's got to go all the way past this. So actually, now that I look at this one looks pretty good. You know, if I was thinking ahead of time, I would have put gold all in the 8/0s and the 11s. And even I could have put gold down the middle. I'm going to do another one of these now that I'm thinking of this. And there's the other side. So actually that one, you guys really helped me. I treasure your opinion. Seriously. So that was the other one. But you see what I mean? This is like sparkly, shiny, and this one's kind of subdued, matte. And then I had this one. So that one's not, actually this one's pretty good too. And then the last one, this matched the tone a little more, but I find this one's a little more kind of cutesy country feel to it than this kind of very elegant looking. So let me know which one you think. I think we'll probably end up with this one and do another one like this. These are fun to do. These are going to be, I have a feeling, they're going to be like the mermaid scale bracelets with the ginkgos because they're very slinky. They feel so nice. Oh, aren't they lovely? Look at that. I want to do one that's like all really bright, different colors. Make it just outrageous. Okay, so I'm like, okay, let's get started. Like you guys are holding me up. I'm like so all over the place. So let's see what colors we're going to do. So you're going to need some, I'm going to use black of the dragon thread. Now I haven't used a lot of this dragon thread. What I have used of it, maybe 5 bracelets. This was when they first came out with their dragon thread, and I don't know why I didn't contact them, but I felt like the quality of this was really poor. It was, you could see like big, like tufts of, fiber and stuff all along, and it was like coming apart, and it was really weird. Now this, I wonder if maybe it was just in the end of the rolling this, because now that I'm getting a little further into it, it looks pretty good. But it's still, I find it, the wear and tear on this stuff is, it easily gets damaged. So just a FYI on that. Let me know what your experience is with that. The green I absolutely love, and they're out of stock. I get the 0.006. At first I didn't like how thin it was, but now that I use it, it's super strong, and it goes through like 15 O's multiple times, so it's really good. But their green's always out of stock. So we have our 2 chevrons in the Polychrome. Let me see what they call this one. It's the same color as this. Ginkgo. Indigo Orchid. Oh, even the name sounds amazing. So I have my ginkgos. Let's put those out. So I have 2 tubes, and I'll tell you, so this one used 1 whole tube, and there, like I said, there was 1 bead left. So I want to make a 7.5 inch, and just from my calculation with this one, it should take, I used my gem duos as my measuring how many, like counting how many. So this one took 20 gem duos, and this one I put 22. So that means we're going to need an extra tube. I don't know what the count was. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this one has an odd number again. So 30 is usually what you get in a tube. Plus 1. Make me make 1 solo earring. Yeah, so you're probably gonna need 4 more from another tube. But if you alter the end of your bracelet, you can always add on to it with a different bead. So let's get our, so this color, I don't know what they call this violet one. Now this is the super duos we're going to use, and it's Orchid Aqua Polychrome. So I think that's the same color. So, okay, we're going to need our, let me bring this, move these over. We will need our chevron right away. We'll just put these guys up here. Get our super duos out. I'm always, I haven't been using super duos lately, and I love them, but every time I get them out, I'm like, they're so tiny. Like, you work with them all the time. What's your dealio? Okay, so then I've got 11O Aqua Oxblood lined. This is a strange color that I just couldn't resist because of the name. So I'm going to need a pile of these. Where should I put them? Let's slide my mat over a bit. Oops. I need that oops mat. I shouldn't say things like that because people send me things. Don't do that. Save your money, buy beads for yourself. And then the 8 O's here. And the 8 O's, I think they're just metallic blue beads. So I'm using a size 12 needle. That's kind of my go-to in case I have to add 15s for some reason, but a 10 would be fine for this design. So I'm gonna take a look at what we have here. So let's do it this way so that it makes more sense. Okay, so if we look at this, we're going to put that one there. So what I do to start with one of these bracelets is I put out the first set of beads so I know where everything's going to go. So I'm taking my ginkgos. They're going to go the rounded edge together, the pointy edge sticking out. Either your Zoli duo or your chevron or your paisley duo kind of fits in this little snug apart like that. Then you have your diamond duo. It's going to go there. So this could, if you look at this, this could be your first circle. So let's test that out. We're going to put a stop bead, and it shouldn't be that difficult for me to find a stop bead. But every time I clean my desk off, I end up without stop beads. Let's see what we have in here. A crystal. I don't know. I don't think so. And I feel like these are too big. I'll try it. So grab your stop bead. Bring it down. Now make sure, I made a mistake last night. I only put about this much for my tail, and it was hard weaving it back in and knotting it. So make sure you give yourself enough thread. I can't believe I just did that. I went through the same side, so the thread would be coming out. You gotta go under, like that. There, that's fine. Okay, so we are gonna put, if you look at this one here, it has a bead in between. So we are gonna put some beads in between our chevron, and there's a bit of a reach from that hole to the ginkgo hole. So actually your first circle is up here. So that's your first thread path. So you're going to need an 8/0 and 11/0. So one of those. I don't know. We might put a bigger. And because there's quite a distance between those two holes, you could do something like 1 or 2 on each side. I think probably 1 would be enough. Okay, so let's try that. So I think what we'll do is we'll start in this hole here, so our stop bead will be sticking out here. And let me move this up, and let's enlarge this. You know what? I'm going to tilt my camera back. Come back here. Okay, so the reason I put it out, it just shows you where you need to go. Once you start doing this a lot, you won't have any problem. So like that. Okay. So we needed an 11/0. an 8/0, an 11/0. So bring that down. And this way we can test, yeah, so that's going to be enough. So then go through the second hole. I thought the hole was clogged. It's just the angle. That looks lovely, actually. That bead's going to be too big. It's going to get in the way. Oh well, we're going to tighten this, so. Okay. So let's go back. Okay, I'll set it down so you can see it. Oh, the lighting went funky. Let me see if I can get that a little lighter. The lighting was, oh, I see, it's really high, the lighting. Okay, so pick up at 11/0 and remember your position of your ginkgos. That's going to matter because you need to know which hole to go into. So we've got our 11/0. You can take that down. This little piece is probably the most complex piece of the whole bracelet. Once you get going, it's super easy. So you're going to go down this hole here, and you're going to go down this hole on that ginkgo, like that. Not like that. Show you what we have. So like that. So now we're going to add an 11/0 and we're going to go back through everything. And that will complete our first circle and the most complex part of the bracelet. And then you're laughing. As my dad used to say, then you're cooking with gas. My wife would be offended by that saying. We're buying a electric vehicle, and she's an EV snob now. These colors are looking amazing together. Okay, so let's go through that again. I just paused because I was like, I don't know. You can go through it a whole time again and then come back. But you know what? It's not necessary because we're going to do it with this tail. So we're going to go through the 8/0, the 11/0, and the chevron. The angle of the hole in the chevron is a bit I'm not used to, so it's hard getting it in there. You can go through the 11/0 and the 1 ginkgo. And you pull that, it will tighten up. Okay. And I'm just looking. I don't think that it needs to be tight in through here. You see how it's flipping. But maybe once we get the diamond in there. I'm wondering if we need to put 2 11/0s at that position. Because see, this goes straight up, but with the Zoli duos, they come over. So we'll see. Should be fine. Okay, so now what we want to do is start adding to the bracelet. And to do that, we need to step up, and then we're gonna go in the opposite direction, but we're gonna do the circles again. So we're coming out of this ginkgo here. We're gonna go into the other hole. Bring that through. I think I am gonna tilt this super flat so you get this is in the middle of the frame somewhat. Okay, so now we need our super duo. An 11-0. I don't know why I picked it. An 11-0, a 8-0, and another 11-0. So this is what you have. Okay, bring that down. Now you're going to take your thread into the open hole. It doesn't matter if it's a bit loose because we're going to tighten it. Like that. And you can just pull the large bead with your nail and then pull your thread and it will bring everything to snug. Okay. Yeah, the chevron was a good idea, but that created that. We'll see what happens. Okay, so now we need another ginkgo next to it. So we're gonna take our thread that's coming out of this super duo. We're gonna go in through this side of the ginkgo. Bring that through. So this part is this one here, like if I were to say add this bead and then go through a hole, this is the part where if you did it all at once, you'd have about 3 or 4 beads before you went through a hole. So I like to break it down in parts. So you have your ginkgo, then you have your diamond duo. So here is the tricky part. Your diamond duo has to fit between these guys and this one here and the one we're going to add. So it seems counterintuitive. You're through this hole here, so you keep thinking you want to go through this hole. You don't. You want to go through this hole because we're going to come back and go through this again. So the diamond duos have 2 sides. So they have a flat side and a rounded side. So I like to just set them on my mat in the position that I need it and then determine which hole it has to go through. So you're going to go to the far right hole like that. Okay, so now we need our ginkgo going this way like this. Okay, so we're going to go through this hole here. And don't worry if this, like if you've never done one of these before and this doesn't seem right to you. I've done a bunch of these and it wasn't until last night doing this one that I finally figured it out, where it was like, that makes so much sense now. So it takes a while. It's a different skill, and sometimes with certain people you understand, other people you don't understand the instructions, so it has nothing to do with you. So pick up a super duo, an 11-0, an 8-0, and an 11-0 like that. And you're going to bring those down. That. So now you're going to take your thread and go through the open hole of the super duo. And you're going to go through the open hole of the ginkgo. You can go through the diamond duo, through the next ginkgo. We'll just see what we can get through here. I like to hold it down with my finger so they don't go all flippy floppy and change directions and then I have to sit there untangling like that. That should go that way. these guys all tight. So this is what I'm holding that 11 or 8/0 bead with my nail and pulling, and it's bringing everything close in. Like that there. And to finish this off, we have to go through this ginkgo here, up through these guys. We're going to come down, but we're not going to go through the diamond duo. We're going to step up and we're going to add our next set, and that is how simple this is. So if you get to this step and it looks like the starting of a bracelet, you've got it. The rest is so easy and so much fun. Now, the one thing I did find with this design, I like to hold my beading when I'm working on it. And I found because you're adding stuff and it flips it over a lot, that it's hard to do that. So it is a little annoying because it slows you down. Because when you're efficient with your hands, you can bead quickly. But if you have to keep repositioning your beads in your hands, it's annoying. It is for me. I don't know. So there we go. I'm just looking, it looks kind of funny, but it's just because we did the chevron. So if you're using a chevron, I would recommend, you could actually probably add the 11, 8, 11 right here, and it would make it nice and even. So now we're coming out of the left hole of the ginkgo, so you're going to go step up to the right hole. That. And that thread won't be visible once your beads are in place. But the cat hair is. My poor kitty cat is hot. So pick up a super duo, an 11/0, an 8/0, an 11/0. That. Bring it down. That. And go through the open hole. And I like to hold it down. Down. Though these beads are not sitting the way I'd like them to, but they're the 11/0s are Tohos, so I find they're kind of tubular and long, and then these I don't know what make they are, but they're not the best. Like, they're not as even as I would like them. So let's get our ginkgos. So remember, we put our point goes to the outside. So go through the right side. Well, it's actually the left. And even when I was doing this other bracelet last night and at the end and stuff, I wasn't paying attention. And I put a whole bunch of beads on and came around and went to step up. I was like, why can't I step up? The ginkgos were flipped with the points inward. I was like, what? How did that happen? Who was touching my beading? So remember, when you're adding your diamond duo, you're always going to go on the left side hole. Sorry, the right side hole. Because this is going to attach to this ginkgo. So get your pointy side up. Like that. And next ginkgo. Position it so you have an idea where your thread's going to go. So your thread's going to go in the left side hole of the rounded edge. So I'm going to tilt this a little more. My bead mat sliding towards me. Okay, so let's get these guys in the right position here. There. Okay. So now we need a super duo, an 11-0, 8-0, and a super duo, or sorry, a 11-0. Like that. Bring it down. We're going to go through the open hole of the super duo. That. And you can go into your ginkgo and your diamond duo and the previous ginkgo. Like that. And pull. Like that. Now we're going to go through the super duo, through these, the 11-0, the 8-0, the 11-0, back down through the super duo, down through this side of the ginkgo, and then we're going to step up. We're going to add our next set. And at this point too, you can pull it and it will tighten this stuff up too. Go through. And for this design, I like to go through, like some of these straight ones, I'll go through a bunch of beads, but this section here, I like to go through them individually, because if I don't, it pulls them out of position and then you're trying to tighten it again. So let's see if we can add while we're holding it. So we're coming out of here, we're going to step up to the next open hole. Give it a little nudge. And for some reason that's not there. Okay. So now we need a super duo, 11-0, 8-0, and a 11-0. So hold onto my thread, bring that down. Move that over. We're going to go through the open hole of the super duo. There. So now we need our ginkgo, so we're going to go, our point is up. We're going to go to the left side. Then we're going to add our diamond. So we're always going to go to the right of it. So if you remember what I said, you're going to the right because the left side is going to go through those two beads. So I'll put that on. Then we need our bottom ginkgo, and we're coming down this way on this left side of the ginkgo. Let's bring all of those down so you can see and check if you made any mistakes. There you go, look at that. So now we need a super duo, 11-0, 8-0, 11-0. Now one came off there. bring that down. And so you see what I mean? This is like hard to do in your hand, so I'm going to try it. See if I can do it. But I'll do it properly for you on the table so you can see it again. Get that cemented. This one looks weird. Ah, that thread, we didn't put it through this. So just to show you, sometimes when you're threading, like how I go through a bunch at once, so I may have gone under the bead instead of going through the hole. So you can see this thread is in there. But I'm not going to worry because I'm actually going to take my stop bead off and I'm going to add some beads here. So I'll rethread that, fix that. So let's get these guys all nice and snug. Okay, so we're coming out of this ginkgo. We want to go through the super duo, up and around and down and step up. So let's go through, see if we can get, yeah, we got through that guy. Go through. So you see how it got loose? So that's one of the reasons why I like to go through these little beads individually, so it doesn't do that. So I'm just going to pull with my nail and then tighten. Still looks kind of wonky. Go through the ginkgo. Now the other thing you can do is at the end when you're finished your bracelet is you can weave through a second time. I know some beaders out there do that. Stephanie from Bronze Pony recommends it all the time. She does it. So, and you know what? I always used to think I'm using a really good thread, so I don't know why I have to go through it. I sound like a kid. I don't know why I have to do that. Come on, Mom. But in the times that I've gone through it a second time, I'm like, why didn't I do this sooner? It gives the bracelet so much shape and peace of mind. Like, you know, that is not coming apart. Like, something drastic has to happen for the bracelet to come apart. Okay, so Super Duo 11-0. We'll do this one more time, I think. 11-0, 8-0, 11-0. So you got your Super Duo 11-0, 8-0, 11-0. And you're coming out of this hole on the ginkgo. So just bring that down. That. And we'll flip this ginkgo over. And you're going to go through the open hole. So I'm just going to see if I can hold it in place and go through. There. Okay, so now we're going to add our ginkgo with the point up, our diamond duo with the rounded edge up and over like that. And then we're going to take our second ginkgo with the point down in that position, and then we'll add our super duo. So we start with our first ginkgo, go through the left side hole at the pointed edge, go through the right side hole of the diamond duo with the rounded edge up, and then go through the left side hole of the rounded edge of the ginkgo. Bring those down, reposition them again, flip that one over, tuck it in, pick up your super duo 11-0, 8-0, 11-0, bring those down, go through the open hole of the super duo, and if you can manage, go through your ginkgo, through this side of the diamond duo, through this side of the ginkgo, and we're going to go up and around again. And this is, so my theory with this design is that, and I'm going to test this theory, and let me know if you've let me know if somebody's already done it. I'm sure somebody has, because I see these bracelets everywhere. But my theory is that you can take any 2-hole beads and put them together. So you can have 2 or more 2-hole beads. Actually, I think it would be 2 2-hole beads in super duos. I find the super duos are amazing for bridging stuff. So I think you can take any of those and use the circle theory of threading and create a wonderful design. What do you think? Yay or nay? So I was going to say too, every once in a while, like over the years, maybe once a year, I will remind people to, I hate to say it, it sounds so cliche, like and subscribe. So the reason I'm saying that is a couple of weeks ago, maybe even a month or more, I was really close to getting 8,000 subscribers. And normally, how things have been going for getting subscribers is I get, like, they happen really fast. Like, they jump from, each 1,000 jumps up pretty quick. So, like, you imagine how many viewers there are on YouTube, right? So eventually people are gonna, that are interested in beading, are gonna see the video and subscribe. But since the isolation has been lifted and people are out and it's summer and stuff, it's kind of a perfect storm where, like, I am shocked at how slow my subscriptions are rising. And you know what? It's not because I'm interested in getting a bunch of subscribers. I'm like excited about doing a giveaway. So you guys are preventing me from getting a giveaway. Well, not you guys, other people, the ones that don't hear me talking, don't know that they would love to hear me talk. So if you have friends that are interested in beading, this is the other thing with this black thread. I find that because of its kind of instability, I find it knots easily compared to some of the other bonded threads. So look, another knot after I just, the nerve. So yeah, and I don't pay attention to the likes either. I left Facebook because of, likes and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm an adult. I don't need to be, have my ego boosted by people liking pictures of my vacation. So I don't, and I don't have, like, I only have contact with one family member, and I don't have any friends on Facebook or anything like that. So I don't do Facebook. But getting back to YouTube, so if you could like, the more you like, I don't know totally the ins and outs of how it works, but I guess if you meet certain criteria where people like your videos, and so my engagement's really good. You guys are amazing for commenting. So that part of it helps as well to get viewership. So the algorithm for YouTube will determine whether they're going to post my, it's kind of like advertising my video on people's walls so they see them and stuff, or when they do searches and stuff like that. So when that happens, people, of course, see the video and they're like, oh, let me check some other videos. And I have over 800 videos, so there's going to be something for somebody. So anyway, that's my 2 cents about that. Um, you know, I'm having fun with you guys, and I would be totally happy with it staying this size. And if we don't move up soon, I'll do a giveaway anyway. I'll make some excuse for it. So we'll do one more because I'm not finished talking. uh, and I get all kinds of great ideas as to what I'm going to do for a giveaway. And then, like, I'll just, as it gets closer, I'll be like, no, let me do this. So it's going to be good. And just saying, just saying. I think there's going to be supplies involved. Beading supplies. You guys have seen my unboxings. I have stuff that I took out of a box. My wife says that commercial about the guy, that the gym rat, that he goes, I pick things up and put them down, like weights, right? Well, that's me. So that's what she says I do. And that's like beads. So I pick up boxes that come from Amazon and the post office, and then I put them in my office. I have stuff that are still in plastic bins that I haven't decided what I'm going to do with yet. Now, I know where they are in those plastic bins. They're categorized by the bead companies that I bought them from, but yeah, they should be. That it reminds me too, is I think it's time to renovate my office. Let me start renovating my office while I'm getting cancer treatment. What do you think? Sound like a plan? My wife just groans when I talk about renovations because we have some renovations in the house that we have to do. The basement has some water damage. We're going to have to get some people in to fix, but we're going to do a lot of the demolition ourselves. So she she groans when I talk about doing my office because there's more important things to do than your beading office. Okay, so this will be the last, and maybe you'll see this in an update because I'll probably finish it today or tomorrow, but I won't show you how to put on the clasp. I think most people know that. If you don't, there are videos out there. I have some too that I've done. And if you're like really strapped and you want to see it, let me know. I do have a bunch of project trays on my alternate desk. And I had thought about, during my cancer treatment, doing some like cleaning it off and finishing bracelets and stuff. And people, sounded interested in that. So in those, a lot of them are like bracelets are done. They just need the clasp put on. And, you know, maybe we do those as giveaways. So there you go. There's the start. Does that not look amazing? And you know what? This was not intentional. So I had different color super duos. So I had these. This is what we were going to put together with the blues. And I had these color diamond duos to go with it, right? So I was trying to match all the blue orchid ones, and I came across these Polychrome ones, the purple ones, and I thought, I know I have super duos to match any color there is. So I matched the super duos. I don't know if you can see this, but you've got a line here of the purple, a line here of the purple, line here of the purple, and then the blue in between. It looks like it was intentional. Totally not intentional. It was like what was left. So there you go. That is so much fun. Thanks for joining me and listening to my ramblings. And yeah, I think it's so funny to say, tell your friends to like and subscribe. I don't think I've ever recommended to a friend, oh, you should go on YouTube and check out this person's videos. I don't think I've ever said that. I tell my wife, but she doesn't want to hear anything about, hey, you know what? It just occurred to me, she's not subscribed to my channel. That's why my numbers are low. I don't want her seeing my videos. If she sees how much stuff I buy, as she says, we'll have words. Take care, everybody. Thanks for all your support. This has been a lot of fun, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.